Well, if you're a gun voter in Carroll County's House District 71, you have a choice to make in the upcoming Republican Party primary. Marc Lattanzio versus Jutt Howard. Who is the pro-gun champion in this district? Stay tuned, guys. We're breaking your race down right now. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with Georgia Gun Owners. The May 21st primary is right around the corner, and in the open seat matchup in District 71 between Jutt Howard and Marc Lattanzio, a lot of gun voters are asking Georgia gun owners, who can we count on to fight for our gun rights in the Georgia House? It's an important question because, as always, here in Georgia, in a Republican Party primary, everyone says they're pro-gun, but talk is cheap. How do we know who we can count on? We're discussing Carroll County, or Northern Carroll County. It's right here on the map. And again, it's an open seat primary as Jay Collins is no longer seeking re-election. So in this race, we have Jutt Howard and Marc Lattanzio. And so in this case, GGO relies pretty heavily on our candidate survey program to ask the candidates how they would vote on the top 10 issues facing gun owners here in Georgia today. As a non-incumbent, there's no votes to give you guys, but that survey gives us a pretty good snapshot on how they would vote. In our experience here at Georgia Gun Owners, when a candidate will put their views on gun rights on the record in writing, it's a very strong sign. When a candidate refuses to put their views in writing, it's almost always a very bad sign. That's the case between this matchup. First, we had the good news. Marc Lattanzio, 100% pro-gun survey response with Georgia Gun Owners. What that means for us is that he answered every question pro-gun, but more than that, Marc Lattanzio has promised in writing to lead in the fight for gun rights by pledging to sponsor pro-gun bills. One of those is the Second Amendment Preservation Act. We call it SAPA law for short. SAPA tells Joe Biden this is a sovereign state. We have our own state constitution. We have our own General Assembly. They make laws for our state, and our tax dollars pay for Georgia cops to enforce those laws. And as such, when it comes to SAPA, we're going to tell Georgia cops to only enforce Georgia laws, our laws, when it comes to firearms, ammunition, and accessories. So Joe Biden can pass whatever the hell he wants in Washington, D.C. He can sign all the orders he wants to mandate gun control by executive fiat. Georgia cops will not enforce that crap here in Georgia. It protects our state, it protects our gun rights, and it protects Georgia cops from being used by the Biden White House. No surprise that Marc Lattanzio is a retired law enforcement officer with 20 years of experience. He knows how pro-gun most frontline officers are, but if we don't change the law and pass SAPA, they're forced right now to enforce Biden's tyranny against us. So we're very pleased that Lattanzio has promised to sponsor SAPA in the Georgia House. Lattanzio has also promised to help us ban red flag gun seizures. You probably know what a red flag law is. It allows an ex-spouse, it allows a neighbor, maybe it's a vengeful coworker, someone who doesn't like you, to call the police and say, you might be dangerous. And if you're declared dangerous by the judge through a secret court hearing you can't even attend, they'll order the confiscation of your guns with no criminal charges of any kind, no arrest, no indictment, no conviction. It's the end of your due process rights, and it's all made possible by red flag gun seizures. Other red states have banned these red flag laws. That's our goal here in Georgia, and Marc Lattanzio will sponsor that bill in the Georgia House. Very happy to acknowledge that as well. Every question we asked him on the defensive side, he was a pro-gun answer as well. Lattanzio is opposed, a hell no on an AR-15 ban. He's a hell no on any attempt to register guns through universal background checks. And really important to us, Marc Lattanzio is a no on these deadly safe storage laws that are all the rage right now here in Atlanta. We saw this all last session where Democrats and some Republicans got together to pass what they call safe storage laws. What this law actually would do is make it a crime for a Georgian to have their guns accessible. So if you want to have a Glock 19 next to your bedside stand, that'd be a crime. If you want to have a shotgun underneath the counter at your business, that would be a crime. The only people who are made safer by these so-called safe storage laws are home invaders and armed robbers who know that we can't react near as fast because of these damn safe storage laws. It's very bad stuff, and Marc Lattanzio is a no vote. Every question we asked him, 100% pro-gun. You can see it for yourself on our website right now at georgiagunowners.org. Marc Lattanzio is a fighter for the Second Amendment. That brings up Jutt Howard. Pretty much the opposite of all that I just said about Marc Lattanzio can be said about Jutt Howard. Jutt Howard has refused to fill out his Georgia gun owners gun rights candidate questionnaire. That's always a bad sign. It basically always means that candidate intends to be part of the leadership rhino cabal that we have right now here in Georgia, especially in the House, and say he's pro-gun at election time, but do nothing pro-gun once he's safely in office. You know, don't take my word for it. Look at the smug smile on this guy's face. This guy, the condescending attitude that he has towards gun owners is insufferable. Now, if he comes to your door to door knock, or if you see him at an event and you say, hey, where are you on the Second Amendment? He'll no doubt say he's pro-gun, but that's the problem. A candidate who tells you they're pro-gun but won't put their views in writing is very often running a con job on gun owners. So we'd like to tell you where Jutt Howard stands on things like AR-15 bans or universal background checks, UBCs, or the Second Amendment Preservation Act. But Jutt Howard refuses to tell gun owners how he would vote on these issues. I'd like to tell you if Jutt Howard will vote yes or no, if he'll sponsor or co-sponsor the Second Amendment Preservation Act. But I can't because Jutt Howard is refusing to answer the question about SAPA. He won't tell us about red flag gun seizures. He won't even answer our question when it comes to these deadly safe storage laws. And the question you have to ask yourself as a gun voter is why? What is he trying to hide? It's an election. It's a Republican Party primary, more importantly. If he won't publicly champion my gun rights now, will he publicly champion and fight for my gun rights in the Georgia House? That's a question only you can decide the answer to, but it's a very bad omen to be sure. So again, if you're a gun voter in Carroll County and you see Marc Lattanzio at an event or he's out door knocking, thank Marc Lattanzio for his 100% pro-gun candidate survey. Thank him for vowing to sponsor pro-gun bills and for leading in the fight for gun rights here in Georgia. And if you see Jutt Howard after you tell him to wipe that smug look off of his face, ask him why he won't fill out the Georgia gun owners candidate questionnaire. Why won't he put his views in writing? When he tells you he's pro-gun, your response should be, don't tell me you're pro-gun. That's pandering. Put your views in writing so I, as a gun owner, can hold you accountable if you betray me in the Georgia House. Guys, that's our wrap up on this race. Share with every gun voter you know. To see other race breakdowns from all across the state, go to our YouTube channel, go to our Facebook page, or go to our website for much more information. Finally, guys, get more involved in the fight here in Georgia today at joingggo.com.